Well, welcome today. We are very excited to have Kara Bolton here of Kara Bolton Homes. She is an amazing builder. I just love her style, love what she does. So Kara, welcome.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want everybody to get to know you a little bit better. I've been able to get to know you throughout some time now, and it's just been a pleasure. So tell us a little bit about yourself, just like background stuff.
Very good. Well, Kara Bolton Homes actually just celebrated our 17th anniversary.
Wow.
And so very excited that I've been building homes throughout the greater Gainesville community for the past 17 years. We've built hundreds of homes. And over the past few years, I've had an opportunity to build exclusively in a couple communities in the villages of West End. I did the Villas of West End townhomes, did 15 buildings in there, about 82 attached townhomes. And then we're currently working on Fairway Point at West End, which is 75 detached homes that connect the Villas of West End to Arbor Greens on Northwest 11th Place.
Yes, very pretty. It's a lovely little stretch, and I like the picket fences.
Yes,
Things like little touches like that.
every single home has a custom picket fence that borders the front boundary.
Yeah.
So it's just a precious neighborhood. All of the homes there are single story, all 10-foot walls, 8-foot exterior doors, lots of windows, lots of sunlight. Each home has a theme. So we've got like coastal architecture, we've got farmhouse, modern farmhouse, we have craftsman style, and then a traditional style. And I'm also tinkering with some cottage style floor plans, architectural finishes as well. So it's really a fun way to differentiate the homes and not make it look like a cookie cutter community.
Right. Yeah. No, I do like that. To me, they look like little cottages, just kind of, bordering the woods or the golf course or what used to be the golf course.
Yes.
It might be the golf course again. We don't know. We have no idea, but it's green space, and that's nice to have it back up to that.
Yes.
Sure. So tell me a little bit about the way that you do your construction, like what differentiates you from someone else.
So I speculate all the homes that I build. So all homes are started as spec homes. I don't bring them to market until they're substantially complete. So I do work a little bit differently. So I don't do custom homes anymore. And my reason for that, I've got a few of them, is first of all, I'm a mom and I've got children. And of course, my kids are getting older now, but my goal is to be able to be present for them on the evenings and the weekends. And so back when I did custom homes, which was for about the first 10 years of my career, owning my own business, is I was working all the time, and my family really suffered for that. And so I was able to continue to build homes and build really high quality homes and keep the prices competitive while being the best mom that I could be. And what I do now, given that I'm not pulled in a million different directions all the time, is I really focus on high quality construction, quality materials, and trying to keep it as affordable as possible. Mm-hmm. And so oftentimes with custom homes, it's just the cost is passed on to the consumer. And when you build spec, I only make money when there's a value there that the market receives, and I've kept my costs under control. Mm-hmm. And so it really kind of keeps it a check and a balance for what homes are really worth, not just carelessly passing a cost along to a consumer. So it really helps to keep an affordable, high quality product, which differentiates me from some of the other builders around town.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me some things that are standard in your homes.
Standard. So I mentioned a few of the exterior general construction items. That would be the 10-foot walls and the higher quality. I use a YKK style view window with low E coating, all, vinyl double insulated, just a very high quality, window, fiberglass doors, 8-foot openings, 8-foot, even the garage doors are 8 foot tall. So if you've got an SUV with, a rack on top or, some other accessories that, taller vehicles will fit in the garages. All the mechanical systems in the garage are located in either a mechanical closet or they're elevated. It's suspended from the ceiling. So either way, they're not just exposed and in the garages. All of the kitchens are either a granite or quartz countertop, all 42-inch uppers in the kitchen with the crown mold, undermount sink, drawer base is standard in all the kitchens. A nicer higher end appliance package. So these next several homes will have the wall oven, microwave combination, gas cooktop.
Nice.
So those are some nice features. I love gas appliances. I'm a huge fan of the Rinnai tankless hot water heaters for endless hot water.
Yes.
And so you never have to take a cold
Love
shower.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Never have to take a cold shower, and you're actually spending less on energy because there's no pilot light. It's got an electronic ignition. And so you're not burning gas all the time to keep water hot that you're not using most of the time.
Right.
And so love the tankless, the gas hot water heaters. This next group of homes, we actually won't be putting any carpet in the bedrooms at all. In fact, we'll be using a floor product very similar to the one that's installed here on this home. And it's a glue down luxury vinyl plank flooring.
Nice.
So it'll be continuous throughout the home. And so no carpet at all. Kind of a nice feature. Yeah. Trying to think. They're just, I use high quality Sherwin-Williams paints. I use a slightly higher sheen, the eggshell finish, which you can clean off handprints and little marks much easier than you can a flat wall paint finish. I do a nicer lighting package. But part of our lighting and illumination package is there's a set of coach lights on each house that comes on automatically at night with a photo cell. So that way it just creates a very safe, walkable community even at night.
Yeah.
So
yes, yeah. Well, it's a very right now where you're building in West End, it is a walkable community, and I do appreciate that with the sidewalks and all of that. Obviously, I've been there, so I see it and appreciate it. So it's really, really nice.
All of our bathing and shower surfaces have a porcelain tile wall finish. So there's no fiberglass or acrylic tub surrounds or hop-ups, all tiled finishes, and they're easy to maintain. They're easy to clean. They're timeless. There's just classic finishes that are in these homes. And it's so easy to, for homeowners to come in and bring their own personality and splash with color, and they're very versatile homes.
Yeah.
Another finish that I think most of my floor plans, if not all of them, feature access to the laundry room, not only from the main living area, but also directly from the master walk-in closet.
Love that.
And so that's kind of a feature that it's very beneficial to many of my homeowners. I call them my last time home buyers, and they don't have kids at home anymore. And so it's really convenient for them to be able to take their laundry directly from their dressing space into the laundry room and put it away.
Yeah.
And so really, there's no laundry that is carried through the house or around through the kitchen to do your laundry. So it's kind of a nice feature. Exactly.
Yes, which I have to do, and I don't have kids at home either, and it would be just so convenient to have it right there next to my, closet. So yeah, that's a terrific feature. I like that. What I like, about your style is that you build with people in mind, like with the way the house is actually going to be used, and with your ultimate client in mind as well. And typically, I don't know if it's the typical home buyer, but like you mentioned, a lot of the home buyers, this is their forever last home, and so they might prefer things like that. Or I know that in the showers, you do shower, like you don't do the doors and stuff like that, probably to make it easier to get in and out of, or
easy to get in and out of. But we've also, many of our homeowners have either assisted an aging parent that may live at home with them, or they themselves may need assistance. And so that's been one of those features that we allow people the opportunity to add a shower door if they want, but it's not something that restricts them if they need assistance or added mobility.
Yeah, which is terrific. Again, you're thinking ahead, you're thinking of who's going to be purchasing this house. And so, I do like that. I like also that I wouldn't call them feminine touches, but it's things that sometimes women think of that men don't think of. And so I don't know, no offense to any guys, but I do like, that you do, things like that, there were just design features that I saw, that I know have like your stamp on them. And so.
Absolutely. I always try to include a full linen closet for each full bath. Not always possible, but it's my goal to make sure that there's a closet for each full bath, as well as a coat closet, large enough pantry. So I'm very attentive to where the storage is and is there enough storage space given the size of the home?
Yeah.
And does it make sense? And so, making sure the more bedrooms there are, you really need a larger pantry space because chances are there's more occupants in the home. And so just little common sense things like that, making sure that each home is just makes sense for who may occupy it and own it. So,
Yeah.
and the homes are very easy to maintain on the exterior. It's very Florida friendly landscaping. There's a small zoysia yard in the back. The other areas are all mulch beds with shrubbery and all garages are front facing. However, the garages are designed where they're not the foremost feature of the home, but there's usually a front bedroom or front porch that is most prominent. So the garage isn't quite as proud or prominent, but it also allows additional parking in the driveway without blocking the sidewalks. And that's been another really nice feature. And then between the driveways, so I've oriented all of the driveways so that it gives a courtyard feeling and effect, but then there's some taller plantings that we do with like small trees or crepe myrtles between the driveways. So it kind of creates a courtyard, creates some privacy with landscaping, and it helps really highlight the more decorative features of the home that we can play with the front facade on being more forward. So just kind of fun way to play with the homes and the floor plans and really have a thoughtful, not only each floor plan being thoughtful, but the entire community and how each house and its relation to the neighboring home really create a unique community.
Yeah. No, that's great. It's fantastic. Yeah. So you've given us a lot of information about this current community. What other communities in town? I mean, are you planning on building anything else right now, or what are we doing?
I have an end game in mind.
Okay.
However, it's we'll circle back to that in just a second. Some of the other communities that I've built homes in would be Gloria's Way. Years ago, Brighton. I did 6 homes in Townsend. Really had a lot of fun there. I built a home in town at Tioga. I have. It's been quite a few communities, and once upon a time I would drive to I did an ICF home on the east side of Gainesville. I built in Columbia County.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I
Everywhere.
I chased work all over the place, and I've really enjoyed it. I've built a home in Hillcrest. Building in different locations. I draft all of the homes that I build, and so I've always been able to make a home fit within the community of other existing homes. I've been able to, Gloria's Way was a project where I was able to bring in some more modern elements, and that was exciting, and it was playful for me to do that. And but my next adventure in building construction, I've become fascinated with coastal construction and building in areas where I would need to build on stilts.
Okay.
And so I've recently become a landowner in the Outer Banks in North Carolina.
Oh.
And I'm going to be working on becoming, there's reciprocity for licensure. And so I'm going to be working on expanding my operations into the North Carolina market.
Oh, wow.
And thank you. I'm very, very excited about that. This project here in Hale Village, this was my first 3-story mixed use building. And so, of course, I loved going vertical on this. And so the Outer Banks would allow me the opportunity to use my creative talent, my skill in my passion for home building. I don't necessarily want to do mixed use buildings. I don't want to do commercial construction. And I really would like to continue, using my talents and in a more vertical space. And I'm a kiteboarder, so that would be really great after work just to go kiteboard or do some of the other fun wind sports that I enjoy doing. So
that's very cool. I mean, it's like breaking news. Like I did not know that.
News.
So this is fantastic.
It is. Yeah. It's a future goal. It probably won't happen for a couple more years. So obviously I'm dedicated to the Fairway Point community and making sure that that those homeowners are supported and that I fulfill and complete that project. But right now my aspirations are moving me north, and very excited about that. And it could be that I build 6 months here in Gainesville and 6 months there in the Outer Banks.
Yeah.
The residents there generally, it's a part-time home. It's from Easter to Thanksgiving is when the Outer Banks is generally occupied, and so that would probably be the time in which I would want to spend as well.
Sure.
And then build in Gainesville in the off time. So yeah, there'll always be a project, and I will always be motivated to go build something beautiful.
Yes. Yes. Well, I don't doubt it's going to be beautiful. So, but that's very cool. So you'll be there part-time too, like you said. So that's neat. You'll have your place there and your place here.
Yeah.
So
I'm very excited about it.
very, very exciting. So if anybody wants a vacation home, they can turn to you.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I'll probably build them specs so they can find when I'm nearly completed with it. That way I keep the cost under control and I keep,
Yes.
keep it all well managed.
For sure.
Or I don't lose my mind.
So many people want a new home and they don't want to custom build it because it's exhausting.
It is.
And it's all these decisions, and then people get into fights, and then, this and that. Like, I don't think I'd ever be able to do it, really. And I did that. I moved into a brand new home that I didn't have to build. And it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so to have, especially if it's a vacation home, you don't want to go through all that. You're not even there usually, so it's great to buy a spec home
Mm-hmm.
that, that can be yours from the beginning.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I'm a little nervous about meeting new tradesmen and or women and figuring out who those partners are going to be. But just like our market now, keeping costs under control means sometimes making new friends.
Mhm.
And I appreciate the work of the guys that have worked with me in the past, but I have to continuously make new friends here, even here in Gainesville, to figure out who my trade partners are going to be. And so I can do that just as well up there. And so I'm kind of a little nervous about that. It was 17 years ago when I started my company. It was all about establishing trust and with the market. And I believe I've done that by standing by my work for the past 17 years. And so I think as I break into new markets, that the goal for workmanship and good communication and setting up the trade partners for success as they help me build a product. I think they'll be able to see that and want to be a part of that. And so I'm excited. Makes me a little nervous, but I'm very excited about it.
Oh, everything worth doing makes a person nervous, and and then it turned into like this really cool, successful story, or a story about success and how you did it and all of that. So yeah, that's very neat.
Yeah.
Very neat. Well, tell me a little bit about your background, because I know you said, you draft the homes and this and that. Like, how can you do that? So tell us more about you.
So I grew up here in Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a lifelong Alachua County resident. I think my family relocated here when I was 7 years old. And so I grew up in Alachua County Public Schools. And I started high school at Santa Fe. But then my sophomore year in high school, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And so I graduated high school a year early at the top of my class. I was 16 and she was 8 months old.
Wow.
And so I went straight to college, and I did not stop until I had earned my master's degree. So luckily UF was right in my backyard. My undergraduate degree is in psychology. But it was my junior year in college, I realized I wanted to be a builder. And so I had worked the summers. Every summer I worked as a construction laborer. And that's when I knew what I wanted to do. And so I was given the advice that I should get a business degree because most builders didn't know how to run a business.
Yep.
So I, instead of going to construction school, I went to, I have my master's degree in business from the University of Florida. And so all of my construction and drafting knowledge I have learned on my own.
Okay.
And so in the first 2 years, so I've been working professionally as a builder for almost 20 years. In the first 2 years after, it was about a year after I graduated with my graduate degree that I went to work for a construction company. And during the following 2 years, my first 2 years in construction, I had become a self-taught draftsperson and had built 135 homes in that very short period.
Wow.
And had become licensed as a residential contractor. And so I have both my residential and my GC licenses now. And so, yeah, all mostly self-taught, but very passionate about it. I'm very active with the UF Rinker School of Construction. In fact, Dr. Sullivan and his junior level class will be coming again this fall to watch homes progress out in the Fairway Point community. And last year it was awesome. They did during one semester, we had planned site visits where the students got to where we gave them a tour of the post tension cables in place before the concrete placement. So foundation preparation, then they came back at the structural framing and mechanical framing stages. So they got to see the whole structure while the studs were still open, and they could see the insulation and the wiring and all the plumbing and then we brought them back about 2 weeks in, prior to completion. So well within, lots of punch work in the finished stages still happening. So they got to see one home progress on lot 25. And it was really an exciting experience. And so they're going to come back again this fall to do it again. So very excited to work with the UF Rinker School. I also participate in the residential summits there. With their program, and as one of the industry professionals, and very excited to continue to learn from others there and then share my experiences and knowledge of the profession.
That's wonderful. Well, you can tell you're passionate about the profession, and you haven't just done that, but were you president of BANCF?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, back in 2013.
Okay. So that's a builders association. For people who do not know what that means, it's a builders association, North Central Florida.
Yeah.
And so, you were president. You just are so active in anything having to do with building and, just construction, residential homes, just all of that. It's just really,
I'm very passionate about the industry, and I'm an advocate for the industry, and I love to serve and I love to give back. I've been lucky enough these past couple of years. I did take a break for a few years, from 2013 to I think it was 2021. I took a break to focus on the business and the family. And had some family changes, and but then 2 years ago I went back, joined the board again, and I've been serving as the chair of the Parade Homes Committee for the Builders Association. And my goal for the association is to continue shaping opportunities for young builders or aspiring builders to become our future parade builders. And so we've got a great group of local builders that that participate every single year. And my goal is to reach out and find new builders to participate, to showcase their work. And it's very exciting for me to have that opportunity to serve.
Yeah, that's a great one. It's great for them because they're sought after, where, if you're a new builder, it's hard to get, going.
Yes.
Your business off the ground. So to be able to have, that, get to know someone, have, I don't know if it's a mentorship kind of situation, but, it's still,
leading by example. If it's nothing else, at least it's that, and just showing that, yes, you can, and believing in oneself and saying, yes, go take the risk. It's worth it. And yes, it's expensive, but here's the rewards, there's always going to be an investment. And then there's, if you play your cards right, there's an opportunity for a reward. So it is risky and it is scary. But if you work hard and if you believe that you can do it and you have good workmanship and good ethics, then there are opportunities for great people to go out there and work and serve.
Yeah, for sure. So very cool. So tell me, in your 17 years, what is the most challenging project you've worked on?
This one.
This building?
This one.
This building. Okay, so we're in a 3-story commercial mixed-use
building.
Mixed-use building. So, yeah.
It was, and the reason, I think there were more challenges in the planning, and even though this appears to have been a platted community, it is not. So I actually had to play the role of developer, and that process took the better part of 3 years. And I also, because I did have to hire an architect, while I draft all my own residential plans, and the Florida Building Code allows me to do that. And I do have I have engineers. I have a truss engineer and foundation engineer and a windland engineer. They all help me engineer my residences. On a commercial structure, I'm required to hire an architect. And I had a situation where the architect didn't didn't work professionally, and it caused a big delay and a lot of back and forth. But ultimately, because I had great connections through my network of board of directors at the Builders Association, I was able to team up with a local construction attorney and builder who guided me in getting my issue resolved.
Mhm.
And then once I was out the gate, then this project, then of course we were middle of a pandemic.
There was that.
There was just that pandemic.
Just that.
Shortages and craziness. And
Yeah.
I think it took me just as long to build whether there was a pandemic or not. I just had to be very, very, the lead times, my planning, what I learned. So I studied planning behavior in my undergraduate years. And so that was probably where I differentiate myself from other builders is my understanding of planning ahead and understanding lead times. And, so I was really able to tap into my planning abilities with the construction of this building.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Wow. Yes.
Yeah. So this was definitely the most challenging for those reasons, but also the most rewarding. And it's neat that I get to retain ownership of this building.
Yeah.
And currently I have two businesses that occupy the commercial space, and then kind of shaping what it is I'm trying to do with the apartments. But this apartment is available for rent. I have a new property manager that I hope is going to be able to fill this space with somebody who appreciates it and finds the location wonderful and the construction fantastic. So, yeah.
I mean, I find the location fantastic, and it's beautifully decorated too. I guess you can rent it furnished as well. So
yes, it is available for
beautifully appointed, and it's so big. It's 3 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. So that, and a little not loft space, but some space there with a patio. It's lovely. Yeah, it's absolutely lovely. So, I mean, I'm not looking for a rental right now, but if I am, or if I know someone, and I do know people who are looking for rentals, this would be a great space for them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think one of the projects in the past that has been, that was also very satisfying for me when I began to break into transition away from the smaller homes. And, over the years, my projects were becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was speculating on some of those larger homes. And I found a couple home sites that were about an acre in size. And so they really warranted a larger floor plan and riskier than any other project I had ever done before, but I was ready for that. And so this was in Park West Estates. I had built a couple of homes, but the first one that I built there, it was, I pulled some, I pulled a lot of resources and things out I decorated this house, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I sewed the curtain panels in it. It was really just a phenomenal home. It was my first spec home with a swimming pool. This is years ago. And, anyhow, it made my ex-husband really nervous, and almost we were building our personal home at the time. And he's like, you need to put both these homes up for sale, and whichever one sells first, you need to, then we'll live in the other one. And I'm like, he had a lot of doubt. He had a lot of insecurity, and I had to, and I unfortunately, I bought into that for so long. And so opening day of Spring Parade of Homes, I got a call at 7:00 in the morning. A realtor was trying to show, but they couldn't get in because it was too early.
Yeah.
And it turns out, so within 5-10 minutes after walking around, she said, well, we have a cash offer, full price, to close in 7 days. It's in the Parade of Homes. Can we close in 10? Fully furnished.
Wow.
Fully furnished. And so that was pretty exciting. Turns out the buyer was a $10 million scratch-off lottery ticket winner. And of all the homes that she had seen, this one was her favorite. And she literally had no furniture, couldn't go home because, the media was there, and it was a mess. And so anyway, that was fun. And she was one of my best homeowners. She later sold the house. She was just phenomenal. And she really loved the space, and had visited her a couple times, and everything was exactly as it was when I had sold it to her. And she wanted it picture perfect like that.
That's awesome.
It was perfect.
Wow. What a story. I had no idea.
Yeah, that was cool.
That is cool. That's really cool. You only hear about those things. Isn't there a show called My my lottery house or something like that. Like it's about people who win the lottery and they buy, you know, their dream homes. And this was obviously her dream home
It was
because
her dream home.
yeah, well,
And she was a dream client for me. So
yeah,
and I was able to extinguish my ex-husband's insecurities, and
there you go.
see, I knew it was going to sell.
Exactly. And then,
Yeah.
and then you didn't have to sell your own home.
Didn't have to sell my own house. No, like, no, didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yep. I just had to believe in myself and believe that and trust that I knew what I was doing, that I was prepared to take the risk, that, and I would, you know, and that's, you know, it is risky. It is risky.
It is.
But the things that we can do to minimize the risk is to get as much education as possible, to keep, you know, to watch the market, to not pay too much, not to, you know, just to be disciplined and mindful. And so those things just help, and just to return phone calls and keep your reputation solid, just very basic things to reduce risk. And as a builder, that's what I've done.
Yeah. And in a town this size, which isn't that small.
No, it's small.
It's small. I mean, it's not like 50,000 people, you know, we've got, you know, a couple 100,000, but it's still the reputation is, I mean, everybody knows everybody kind of thing, you know, and the reputation's everything. And so if you lose that, it's over.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's absolutely over. So yes, I don't think I'll be interviewing any builders that don't have stellar reputation.
Right.
So, you know, so I obviously know that, you know, you do, and you're very, you know, loved by the community and everything. And I think in part it's because you give so much.
Yeah.
And, you know, not only are you a good builder, but you give a lot back. And that's really, really important. So yeah, so congratulations on all of that.
Thanks.
So yeah.
On the note of giving, we also, for each closing that we do, I share a little bit of information about my stepson who passed away a few years ago. But we have the Evan Bolton Memorial Scholarship at the Rinker School of Construction. So for every home that I sell, I contribute $100 towards his memorial scholarship, and I make that pledge annually on my company's anniversary. So Monday of this week, we just pledged another $1,300 to Evan's Memorial Scholarship at the Rinker School, and I think we're at almost 12,000 that we've pledged to keep his memory alive. And he was such a fun and playful kid. In fact, I'm looking at some of the pictures on the wall, and a lot of the motivation I have for being on the water or near the water is because he was the beach baby. I mean, he loved to be buried in the sand. He loved to you know, ride the skimboard or throw his cast net and catch the little fish in the water and in the surf. And he was just an outdoorsy, fun, adventurous, playful kid. And I get to keep his memory alive, and I get to share that with my homeowners, and they help me fund the scholarship. So
yeah, and it, I'm sure makes them feel really good about it too. You know, it's such a nice thing for such a tragic situation. You know, you made the best of it. So, you know, that's wonderful that you do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great. Well, is there anything that I haven't touched on that you want to mention?
No, I don't think there is. I'm excited that sales continue to be strong, and I'm excited to see what the latest trends and you know, in new home construction, and just really excited to get back out there and start building again, and looking forward to interfacing with, you know, professional realtors such as yourself to, you know, keep my ear close to the market and what's changing and what's going on, and you know, work closely so that we can build a beautiful community.
Yes, exactly. Keep the community as pretty as it is, because that's part of the charm here in Gainesville. So yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
This was
I appreciate
wonderful.
your time as well.
Kara, again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully this will give you a little insight as to how wonderful Kara Bolton is, the type of home she builds, and whether or not this is a good product for you. So look for her here in Gainesville and soon in the Outer Banks.
Thank you.
All right.